Today we are working on Common Core 5th grade math review 4D. Number 1, we have 3,761 plus 5,892. So when we're adding, we want to make sure we're lining up our place value, the ones place with the ones place, tens place with the tens place, etc. So we will write this vertically, 3,761 plus 5,892. And then we add right to left, making sure that we put our comma in the correct place. So lining up our comma, lining up our place values. 1 plus 2 is 3. 9 plus 6 is 15. We write the 5, carry the 1. 7 plus 1 is 8, plus 8 is 16. Write the 6, carry the 1. 5 plus 3 plus 1 is 9. So we get 9,653. Number 2, we have 14 times 58. 8 times 4 is 32. Write the 2, carry the 3. 8 times 1 is 8, plus the 3 we carried is 11. Then we move over to the 5. 5 times, and then we line up underneath the 5. 5 times 4 is 20. Write the 0, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5, plus the 2 we carried is 7. And then we add those two rows together, 2, 1, and 8. So we get 812. Number 3, we have 428 divided by 4. 4 goes into 4 one time. 1 times 4 is 4. We subtract. 4 minus 4 is 0. Bring down the 2. 4 is too big to go into the 2. So above this 2, we write a 0 and then bring down the 8. 4 goes into 28 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. We get 0. Our answer is 107. Number 4, write an expression to match the phrase, the difference of 15 and 8 multiplied by 4. So the difference is what is being multiplied by 4. So first, we need to find out what the difference is. Remember, the difference is the answer to a subtraction problem. So we will need to say 15 minus 8. And then that gets multiplied by 4. We can put the 4 here on the right side, but usually people prefer to have that out in the front for formatting. So we'll start learning to put that out front. Number 4, part 2, 15 less than the sum of 10 and 24. So it's 15 less than what? It's 15 less than the sum of 10 and 24. So we need to start with the sum of 10 and 24 first, and then subtract 15 from that. So the sum is the answer to an addition problem. So we will say 10 plus 24, that will be our sum. And we're going to put that in parentheses because we need to do that first. And then to get 15 less than that sum, we need to take away 15. So we will have the quantity 10 plus 24. That is decreased by 15, so minus 15. Number 5, find the rule and fill in the missing terms. Okay, so I want to find the rule to help me and then fill in the missing terms in the boxes. So from team to players. So I see this relationship 1 to 12. Okay. I'm just going to carry that on. 1 times 12 is 12. 2 times 12 is 24. 3 times 12 is 36. 4 times 12 is 48. Okay, so our first rule was team. We take it from teams to players, we multiply by 12. Okay, and then I see a ratio here of divide by 4. 12 divided by what number would give me 3? 4. 24 divided by 4 will give me 6. 36 divided by 4 will give me 9. 48 divided by 4 gives me 12. 60 divided by 4 gives me 15. And then I can look and I can see that pattern increasing. They're giving 3 balls per team, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. I can check for my pattern here. As I increase the number of teams by 1, the number of players increases by 12, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. So our second rule was from here to here, divide by 4. Okay, alternatively, if you went right from the number of teams to the number of balls, you might have said multiply by 3 for the second rule. So if you went from here to here, that relationship would be times 3, and that's also a good answer. So if you wrote times 3, because you went from the number of teams to the number of balls, that is a great answer also. So you might have had multiply by 12 and then multiply by 3. That would also be correct. Number 6. Melinda is saving to buy a new sweater that costs $60. She earns $5 per hour babysitting and has worked for 8 hours. Write an expression that can be used to show how much money she still needs to save. So she needs $60. We can take away how much she has earned already. And she has worked 8 hours at $5 per hour. So 8 times 5. Okay, so that's the expression. They actually didn't tell us to solve it, but that is the expression. If we did solve it, we would do the multiplication first because that'll tell us how much money she has already earned. And our order of operations tells us that we need to do the multiplication before subtraction. So 8 times 5 is 40, and $60 minus 40 would be $20. So she would still have $20 left to earn. Okay, number 7, we have an order of operations problem. We have multiple sets of grouping symbols. We have parentheses, we have brackets, and we have braces. And when we have multiple sets of grouping symbols, we work from the inside out. So we need to do the 2 plus 3 first, and that's 5. And we are going to, this is a little time consuming, but it's good because we want to get in the habit of showing every step until we're really proficient. So we're going to bring everything down, okay, except that 2 plus 3, which we have already simplified to 5. We don't want to skip any steps until we get really strong with using order of operations in 6th grade. So then this is the multiplication sign. So then we move on to the next most interior set of grouping symbols, which will be the 5 times 5, which is 25. And then bring everything else down. Again, I know this is a little time consuming, but just while we're developing our skills with the order of operations, we are going to show each step. 25 plus 5 will be the next thing we do. We get 30. And then bring down the times sign, bring down the 3, and we get 3 times 30, which is 90. So our answer is 90. And then number 8. Jawan is making a salad for a luncheon. For every head of lettuce he uses, he adds 5 ounces of walnuts and 15 raspberries. If he uses 45 raspberries, how many heads of lettuce and how many ounces of walnuts will he use? So when I have 3 different things that I'm looking at, I want to organize these into a table. So I'm going to just make a table. It's not going to be perfect. So I know that for every 1 head of lettuce, he adds 5 ounces of walnuts and 15 raspberries. So I'm just going to write those 3 numbers down, and I'm going to use L for lettuce. I'm going to use R for raspberries. Oh, sorry, W for walnuts and R for raspberries. And I'm just going to make a small table for myself. Okay, and I just need one other row because I only have one question. If he uses 45 raspberries, so I'm going to go to the raspberries row and I'm going to write 45. Okay, if he uses 45 raspberries, how many heads of lettuce? So what is this number going to be? And how many ounces of walnuts? So I want to look at the relationship here. So this is triple the recipe. So because 15 times 3 gives me 45. So he has tripled that ratio. So if I triple this, I need to triple all of the other numbers as well. So I'm just going to draw an arrow here. That's an arrow, and it's times 3. So 1 times 3 will give me 3, and 5 times 3 will give me 15. So he will need 15 ounces of walnuts and 3 heads of lettuce. Okay. If he were to use 45 raspberries to keep that ratio. All right, and that was 5th grade math review, lesson 4D.